Hi. Today I'm going to show you how and demonstrate how we treat women's health issues, pelvic health, gynecological problems of all kinds, everything from acute menstrual pain and cramping, endometriosis, pelvic inflammatory disease, ovarian cysts, even infertility can be treated with this very simple protocol. In fact, I'm using two styles of acupuncture here. One is going to be Korean hand therapy, and we just place protocols at the base here, which corresponds to the gynecological tissues, but also Tong style acupuncture. Master Tong was probably one of the most famous acupuncturists of our time, and his tradition of style of acupuncture was passed on from father to son for centuries. His son, in a way, fortunately, didn't want to do acupuncture, so Master Tong made the decision to open it up to the world, this new form, this new style of acupuncture. Old style, actually, but renewed. And very few needles are used, few points, and results manifest almost immediately in both these traditions, Korean hand therapy and Tong style. And just to start off with, I'm going to show you exactly where the points are, and then I'm going to just apply the electrodes. So here, on one hand, we've got this, from this joint to this joint, on the inner aspect of the thumb, right in there, there will be two, and I just place my finger there so I get an idea of the ends of the joints. So I will place one electrode here and another here. So there you go. Right there. And they're placed right on a defined line there where the tissue color and texture changes from this side here to the inside there. And this is clearly a little more red on this side and a little lighter colored on this side. And the same thing with another point here, which corresponds to the uterus here. So it's on the ring finger of the opposite side hand from that joint to this joint. And again, you have a coloration difference between this side and this side. And so you just place one electrode right there. There you go. There's the location of that acupuncture point. Instead of a needle, we're using totally painless but highly effective electrode. Silver. Liquid silver, water-based, no volatile organic compounds in this beautiful cobalt blue bottle. But the other style of acupuncture is called, well, I'm going to use this way, I'm right-handed, Tong style. The whole body is on the hand, and this is the front of the body. Right down here is the gynecological department, tissues, cells and tissues right at the base of the thumb. And you can just simply, actually, to be more precise, if you know it's in this area here, if you take a probe, and these are beautiful probes, these are my stir stick applicators that come with my kit, but it's a rounded, blunt end, and we just probe around and we look for tender spots in this region here. And if you have pain there, you're going to have pain there, whether it's men's prostate health or women's gynecological issues of all kinds. Just probe around, find a tender, sensitive spot, come back and mark it with a pen. And there'll be 2 or 3 or 4 different points. So let's just, well, this one right there, it'll be, basically, if I put one here, it'll be treating the ovaries, as well as any other tissues that are affected. So here you go. This is Korean hand style, highly effective, so simple, anybody can do it. In fact, heck with this, you can use, in a pinch, you can use aluminum. Go to the kitchen, locate these spots here, and just place aluminum on this, and it works very, very well. Very quickly, it's very powerful. But aluminum is not, Reynolds wrap or whatever, is not biocompatible. It's not the preferred method, but in a pinch, in a painful condition, you can use it and it will have no side effects whatsoever. And you just tape that on there. As long as that aluminum is secured to these acupuncture points. In fact, Korean hand therapy has been using aluminum for the last, I don't know, quite a few years, many years now, and there's never been an issue. But anyway, I prefer silver, pure silver, because it has the antipathogenic properties. It's antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal. So you're covering a lot of territory with a little bit of silver. So here we go. I'm going to just apply the electrodes just to show you how it's done. Remove the cap. Inside the cap itself, we have an inkwell of pure liquid silver. Using our applicators, dip into the inkwell. Well, let's go Tong style acupuncture first here. And we just apply 2 electrodes. You can do 3, but 2 is more traditional, and it's right there. That's simple. Then we go to the opposite side hand, and we apply it right over this spot. Oops, a little. But anyway, right there. And once you've got those placed, you don't even have to wait for it to dry, because you can use, part of my kit involves these polyurethane patches, and it's these things here, because they work extremely well to secure the electrodes on. You can shower, you can wash your hands and so on, and they will stay on. And we just take them, and there's a sticky side there, and just apply the sticky side to the acupuncture point, the electrode, and that's one, and then the other. To the other electrode, and bingo, covered, good for a couple of days right there. And then we go, anyway, I smudged, no matter. Get my polyurethane patch and apply it to that electrode there. And essentially you're good to go. Don't worry about the smudging and the accuracy, but the point does cover that point. That's pure liquid silver electrode. Now the other one, this is Korean hand therapy, using again either aluminum or take the applicator, and we simply, oops, it's on this hand here, and we apply it to the tender spots, acupuncture points on that hand there. That little protocol will cover all the issues, the gynecological issues, the diseased and injured tissues. And almost immediately on the application of this, these silver electrodes or aluminum, the pain is relieved. It will be relieved, and it might take a few minutes or whatever, but it's highly effective, and the results manifest very quickly. Make sure you, before you spill it, put the cap back on. Using your polyurethane, also known as zit stickers or pimple patches. You can buy these off the internet, you know, for several dollars, or even roughly. Look around, because some are more expensive, but they all do the same thing, and they're consistent in their size, and they're perfect for covering electrodes. And in all my years of practice, these things are almost one of the best that I've used. I sometimes will encourage people, you can even cover them a little bit more with a little liquid Band-Aid, but in most cases you don't have to. These will stick and fast very effectively. So there you go. You can, you can do both hands if you want to. You can treat both hands for the Korean hand style, but for the Tong style, I would treat this finger today, and in a day or two when these come off, I would treat this thumb and this ring finger. So I alternate each time I do a session, and as long as these electrodes are secure, you should be pain-free. When they come off, you may get some pain again. There's diseased tissues that take time to heal. So that is the beauty of bio-electrode therapy, is that you can keep these electrodes secure for days at a time and weeks at a time. And day and night, providing ongoing stimulus, creating this electrical field, but in this case, for these particular protocols, through the gynecological cells and tissues, healing those tissues rapidly and completely. What happens is that it creates that electrical field which stimulates the cell membrane, opening up what we call ion-gated channels, which balances the electrolytes and the pH very quickly, also stimulates the mitochondria, which is a powerful healing force, generates ATP, which heals the body. But also I've learned recently that it actually stimulates nitric oxide, endothelial nitric oxide, and again, another major healing force of the body. So simple. Why suffer? You know, a whole host of issues a result of gynecological problems which can affect your mental, emotional state, and your physical well-being. And with these simple protocols, Korean hand therapy protocols, finding those tender spots in this area, marking them with a pen, covering them with an electrode, securing those electrodes with your pimple patches, zit stickers, polyurethane patches, whatever you want to call them. They're cheap, found online. Matter of fact, my Bio-electrode Therapy Kit can be purchased at a Cripps Pharmacy in Vancouver, British Columbia, and Kerrisdale. And again, for a little bit of money, you can have this Bio-electrode Therapy Kit, which will serve you for a long period of time. A busy practitioner that's a 1/4 ounce of pure silver. And the kit involves the copper and silver electrodes, 50 different applicators. If you only need 2, one for copper and one for silver, but you got 50 if people want to have their own electrodes or applicators, and a package of 400 polyurethane patches that work and secure those electrodes for long periods. But anyway, that's pretty much a wrap. Overcome your skepticism, be curious. Why suffer? Get yourself some of this, or if you don't have the money for this, go to the kitchen and get simple aluminum. Make tiny little electrodes and just tape them on with duct tape or scotch tape or anything, and your pain will be relieved almost immediately. So my intention and ambition is to make this therapy available to anybody, anywhere in the world. We can treat a whole bunch. In my manual, my clinical manual has over 60 common ailments that I treat routinely in my clinic, in my treatment program. But again, with only one metal, pure liquid silver, water-based, no volatile organic compounds, or simple aluminum from your kitchen, go ahead and try this. You'll be amazed, and who knows, you might be even induced to buy the whole kit and caboodle right there. But anyway, so there you go. That's a wrap. Stay curious and be well. Thanks. Why suffer?